You guys want to hear a crappy story? Like literally a crappy story? I got clients and we're selling their house in Northlake, Texas. A mother and her son, first time ever trying to sell a house. They get a request for a showing, and within 5 to 10 minutes of the showing actually starting, I get a phone call from the seller, and she says, Will, I'm so sorry, but I just saw on the camera the people that are showing the house brought a dog into the house. We don't want dogs in the house. Please call and have them remove the dog right away. Of course, I do. I call the agent. I say, listen, I'm so sorry. We are not allowing dogs into the property. Please stop whatever you're doing and please get the dog and take the dog out. She says, oh, I'm so sorry. It's an emotional support animal. We brought it in, but we will respect their wishes and get the dog out right now. Okay, so they get the dog out. I kind of just brushed that one off. Like, okay, well, chances are we're not going to go anywhere with that one, but we'll see what happens. We'll just focus on the next one. And about 30 minutes after they leave or so, I get a phone call from the second seller, the son. And I don't think in my life, and I have 2 teenage boys, I have ever heard a young man as pissed off as this young man was.
I'm so freaking pissed.
He calls me and he says, Will, what the hell happened to my house? I see dog crap everywhere.
I see dead people.
There's multiple wet stains everywhere. I just stepped in like soaking, wringing wet carpet. He starts like FaceTiming me or showing me like the photographs and this like the running trail of like brown dog marks. And it was everywhere, like all throughout the house. So I have no idea what happened. I have no idea what's going on. As I'm talking to him, the mom calls me and I thought the son was upset. She was in a whole other universe of pissed off. She is like, I don't know what's going on in my house, but this is absolutely unacceptable. We're not going to be handling this. I need my house cleaned. I need everything disinfected, blah, 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 blah. Just bomb set off. So I calmed them both down as much as I can and said, let me call the agent right now and see what happened. So I call the agent. She answers the phone and I very politely as I could. In truth, I really wasn't polite at all. And I just said, what the hell happened inside my house? And she starts laughing it off. She says, oh, well, I was going to call you, but, we had a couple other showings to finish, so I figured I would just call you after. The dog had a little bit of an accident in the house. And I said, a little bit of an accident in the house? She said, well, there's no need to be dramatic about it. Yes, it was just a little accident. After you called and forced us to remove the dog from the house, when we went to pick the dog up to move him, he threw up. But don't worry, we cleaned it all up. It's at the very top of the stairs. And yeah, there was a very large puddle, soap, water, whatever they use at the top of the stairs that my seller had stepped into, not knowing what it was. So my questions to her were, why did you not call me immediately when there was an accident? How am I finding out about this? How are you letting me find out about this from my sellers? I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I didn't think anybody would mind. We cleaned it up. I was going to call you. I just had something else to do beforehand. I had to finish my showings. So I kind of lost it. I have never been so blown away by unprofessionalism and just kind of skirting the issue. By the end of it, I said to her, listen, my sellers are not happy. We are absolutely going to be taking this to the brokerages if you're not willing to take care of this. This is a big problem for me and my sellers. And then she says, well, there's nothing we can do about it. There's no reason to yell at me. If the whole purpose for your call was to make me feel worse about it, well, mission accomplished. To which case I just kind of said, we will deal with this between the brokerages later on. And I hung up. And let me tell you, my sellers, oh man, when I went back to them with that information, they were out for blood. A carpet cleaning wasn't going to do it. A house cleaning wasn't going to do it. They wanted all new carpet in that house. Apparently there are some phobias associated with dogs. There's some religious things involving, cleanliness and animals. It was a big, big deal. So luckily I was able to calm them down. And the very first thing I did the next morning was call my broker and then call a steam cleaner. We had the entire house re-steamed. All the carpets were completely cleaned. We did everything we could, short of giving them new carpet, which that was never going to happen, to remedy the situation. The brokerages got involved. And the funny thing is that the broker of the buying agent tried to rest everything on the fact that it was an emotional support animal, and emotional support animals are allowed everywhere that service animals are. Let me tell you guys, that's not true. There's plenty of accommodations that need to be made for both service animals and emotional support animals in public places. But a private residence where you are an invited guest from selling the home, no, emotional support animals are not automatically allowed.
I'm afraid this facility doesn't allow animals.
Emotional support animal.
We threw some lawyering at them that way to make sure that they understood what the reality of that situation was. And luckily, the broker and the agent and the actual prospective buyer who had the dog ended up doing whatever they had to do to help us take care of the situation. But the real crappy thing about the whole thing was that this entire experience, despite everything that we did to make it right, really just turned off my sellers to the whole selling process. The fact that this could even happen in a real estate transaction was something they weren't prepared for. Honestly, I wasn't either. And they decided that they wanted to pull their listing off the market and go about it maybe at a different time. And that's just really unfortunate because they worked so hard to keep that house so clean, just give it the best chance that it could. We worked so hard on a plan together, and then to have it fall apart due to just some buyer agent ignorance just really frustrates me. It actually pisses me off personally because that is the first home in my entire real estate career that I was not able to sell, that they elected to take their home off of the market. So it's kind of a little personal failure too for me, but really crappy story, kind of out of my control. Realtors, once again, just doing dumb, ignorant stuff.